Hey, Mr. Hill.
Hi.
What's up?
Oh,
How you doing?
I'm good.
So, what's your opinion about ethnic violence?
Ethnic violence. I think violence against anyone is terrible, but for something as ridiculous on their particular ethnicity, I think that's absurd.
So, which country do you think is most affected?
What country is the most affected by ethnic violence? I think it depends on what time period you look at. If you look at presently, presently, the most affected country of ethnic violence. I know there are countries on the continent of Africa,
Yeah.
like
They're having massacres.
right, like Darfur and other countries where people are displaced because of ethnic violence in refugee camps in Asia and Africa and Eastern Europe and the Middle East. I know those aren't countries, but those I guess would be regions that are affected by ethnic violence currently.
So, which ethnicity do you think is most affected? In my opinion, I'd say African.
In this country, you mean?
No, I'd say generally, because in the history, like, blacks were always just made slaves, and now they're still segregated out there.
I wouldn't say that people of color were always made slaves. They have a long history before slavery. Ever since most of European imperialism, there's been the tendency for European nations to exploit the countries that they come in contact with, primarily in Africa and South America and parts of Asia. The most affected ethnicity at the moment, I don't think I can safely answer that and be fair, but I know
Your opinion.
I'm grossly uninformed on what ethnicities are.
Eli Wars, come to the bank. Eli Wars, come to the bank, please.
I'll mesh it all together.
Okay.
You can edit it?
Yeah,
Okay.
hopefully.
You need to edit out our laugh.
Okay.
He's dumbass baby.
But you were
Okay,
talking about,
continue.
You were at, like, you don't have a good
Yeah,
opinion.
as far as what particular ethnicity is the most affected by violence, I don't think I can give you a
Combining
well-educated
racism,
answer.
violence towards that race, segregation, all that meshed up, what do you think which race would be?
I think I could speak more accurately about maybe my own country, where I come from. In the U.S., I think in general most people of color are still discriminated against in one form or another, whether it be from Latino cultures, South America, Central America, even North America, Mexico. African Americans, I feel, still feel the effects of ethnic discrimination.
But now there's so many other races that, like, African American are getting into. Like, there's not just blacks and whites.
Right.
There's Asians, there's browns, there's...
Yes, in a multicultural society that we live in, I believe it still exists. I think it's getting better than it's been. So yeah, hopefully that's
why do you think it's important to California? Like, racism? Where it happens, how it happens?
I think...
Have you ever felt it?
I don't know if I've personally felt the effects of ethnic violence in the first person.
Have you seen?
I have heard discrimination that could potentially lead to ethnic violence, whether they be ethnic slurs aimed at a particular ethnicity, or I have seen acts of discrimination, not necessarily ethnic violence. So I think it's important in California just as it's important anywhere in the world, because I feel like any act of violence on an ethnicity, if it's not recognized, then it's almost as if it's allowed. And I think that's the danger of ethnic violence throughout history that it tends to go on for a long time without intervention.
Nobody did.
And nobody does anything. I think you guys see that in like the book we read tonight.
Yeah.
Ethnic violence
Nobody
unchecked
did it.
leads to more.
But Americans actually did.
Eventually.
Very late.
But it's been said that the U.S. knew as early as 1942 and we didn't arrive. That's what several years later. And it wasn't so we personally attacked
If
before we was
America wasn't attacked, Pearl Harbor wasn't attacked.
then we don't know if we ever would have entered
Let it
the war. Yeah.
intervene.
Just as we do currently right now throughout the world, we allow genocide and ethnic violence to occur because there's no personal, or there's nothing to gain on our part. There's nothing to gain in our government's view.
Sir, happy to do it.
Thank you very much, and please don't make fun of me too much in your class.
Yeah.